Hey Instagram, it's Peek out here in Singapore, and I have another special guest for you. I'm hoping that you love her as much as I do. She's actually very, very amazing talent. And hey, what's up, Arun? She's actually all the way out stateside, well, on the western side of the world, and hopefully she pops on here shortly so I can pull her on. She is an amazing nail artist, and she and I met through a program earlier this year, and I had the chance to actually mentor her for a little while to get her through the course, and she's just been amazing. So I'm just waiting for her to pop on here so I can pull her on. Let's see where she is. Here we go. Hey. Hi.
Hi. It took
How are
me a
you?
second. I'm good.
No, it's
How
all
are
good.
you?
It's good. I'm good. I'm really good. I really love that hair color, by the way. It
Thank
really suits
you.
you.
I'm digging it. I wanted to do it for like 6 or 7 years, and I was really scared to. But yeah.
Why? Because it was
Because
so
it's
out of
like,
the ordinary?
yeah, it's super bold, but I'm gonna go in a couple days and have it done again, and it's gonna be like,
To brighten it up?
oh, I'm so excited. Yeah,
That's
no, I'm
awesome,
totally
though. I
loving
love
it.
it. So, for
Yeah.
everyone that's watching, if you want to just introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about what you do, I already know I love it, so I'm excited to tell your story here a little bit.
Yeah, so my name's Chantel. I am a life coach. I decided to focus on women and their sexuality. I work with bisexual women, poly women, and really any women who want to deal with their sexuality. A lot of self-love and confidence stuff. I'm all about it. So, yeah.
So the cool thing about our relationship and the way we kind of became friends is the fact that we found a program that we were both involved in, and I got to get to know you a little bit through that program. But what you started out to create as a business is not where you are now. And I love the fact that you've evolved little by little, and you tried something, it didn't quite work, and you kind of shed that skin and moved to the next level. And that's so amazing to me. Do you want to tell them a little bit about where you started and then like how you've come to this position at the moment?
Yeah, the transition is, yeah, there's definitely been one. And it's kind of funny. I started out in the program knowing that I wanted to work with women. I wanted to work in, self-love and confidence, but I
Mhm.
didn't know exactly how to do that. And I was feeling, like you're just trying to get through it and find the
Yep.
right direction and where you're supposed to be. And I really love the business side, and I love like social media and all of that. And I thought I could combine the two and, help women in network marketing, which I still love.
Yeah.
Um, but it just wasn't there for me, ever since I was like 19, 18 years old. Like I
Okay.
was the girl telling my friends, to like love themselves, love their bodies, like talking to them about their sexuality. I remember giving like books to my friends about, like masturbation and stuff. So when I
But
think
you were
about
the
it,
one who was like acceptance the whole way.
seriously,
Just don't fight who you are.
yeah. And that came from, my aunt when I was 16 was very open about
Okay.
sexuality, but in a really healthy way and in a
Okay.
way that kind of kept me safe, right? And instead of just like hiding it or not talking about it, she was just super honest about it. And it really, I think
Yeah.
it
And
it
that's something I'm
it's
finding I'm doing myself with my daughter. Whenever she asks, there's no point in hiding stuff or making up stupid stories. Just tell them what it
no,
is. They're smart enough to know that you're bullshitting them anyway. So
seriously. And it did definitely kind of make me smarter about my choices. Not that I didn't
hmm
make stupid choices, but yeah, it's yeah, so I was always just that girl, and I didn't know, yeah, I knew I wanted to kind of I remember at one point thinking like I wish that I could do something with that. Sorry, guys. But didn't know how, right? And then
hmm
Yeah, it just kind of made sense as I kind of started being more open about who I was and with my sexuality, and the more I just kind of came into my own and became more
Hmm.
confident in myself and just stopped caring what other people thought. It just
Yeah.
made sense. So yeah, then I worried about the transition, right? All these, like you said,
Right.
shedding these skins. Is this going to be, negative? Are people going to be annoyed and confused? But it just had to happen. And now I'm good where I'm at. Like I feel like this is where it's supposed to be.
So the cool thing is when I first started talking to you, I want you to show everybody your nails because you are a nail tech. You do nails for a
Yep.
living, and we were talking about, how clients come to you and they sit there in that chair for a while and they kind of, it's like with hairstylists as well. They kind of sit there and they end up talking about themselves a little bit, and you were happy to help them through whatever it was that they happened to be worried about or upset about, and it kind of grew from there, the fact that you wanted to help and
Yeah.
listen and encourage people to move forward with their lives instead of staying stuck wherever they are. So from there, little by little, all the way up to where you are now, that takes a tremendous amount of courage, as it is for women to want to start a business, for us to want to be home with our kids instead of punching a clock and traveling for a while and then coming home at the last minute to make dinner, put them to sleep, and then start the cycle again. As it is, that's a big deal. But for
Yeah.
you to grow into your own and to accept you are who you are and you're ready to tell the world that, hey, I'm not going to change, this is who I am, that takes an insane amount more of it's all courage, basically. So I
Yeah.
am in awe of everything that you've done this year. It's been quite the journey, and I've had the privilege of kind of like standing on the sidelines and watch it a little bit.
Thank you. Yeah, there's moments where I thought like I might be a little bit crazy. But it is what it is, right? But I felt like that my whole life. Like either this is really smart or this is really crazy, and but it's just always been me from the beginning. And if you know my
Yeah.
daughter, anyone who knows anything about my daughter, it's pretty much the same. Like she's just like me. It's like this is who I am, this is who we are, and if you don't like it, I don't really care.
Tough luck, yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
you actually told the world who you were very recently. Whether
Mhm.
you knew it for a long time or not, the fact that you actually came out and said, hey, this is who I am, that I kind of want to know what made you decide to come out, and then finally how you took that entire process. That's not like a one day, you don't just say it and it's
Mhm.
done. It kind of like it kind of goes on for a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, whatever that process is. How
Yeah.
was it difficult to navigate? Or, I mean, I know it's totally worth it. I'm just curious for people out there who are just, on the fence about what they want to say.
Yeah, it was a process over honestly a couple years.
Okay.
I was like going through this like trying to figure out why certain things were not working for me for a really long time in relationships, why I had specific struggles, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought for a long time that it was because of past abuse that I had when I was a
Yeah.
child, and that there was something wrong with me, so I fought it for a long time. And then it was through just kind of doing my own internal work, going
Mm-hmm.
through my own self-love stuff, and just taking time to love me and find out who I was. All of those things is what started this process, right? The more
Right.
I became to love myself, the more I was like, yeah, no, this is actually me, and
Yeah.
I don't want to hide anymore. Growing up a lot, like I was always told that I was like, and we talked about this in the podcast that I did, like I'm too much. I'm too intense, I'm too passionate, I'm too honest, I'm too blunt, I'm too much all the time. And
Hmm.
so just like I was always pulling back, trying to hide, trying to mask, trying to be what everyone else wanted me to be. And
To
the more
fit
I
in.
became me, the more I was like, yeah, no, this is actually me, and it's
Yeah.
okay. And there's going to be people who are not going to like it, and it's scary for sure. Like there were days where I expected to get like messages from old friends or family, or just waiting for the shoe to drop, so to speak, but it didn't come.
Oh, that's
And
good.
I'm I'm still kind of waiting for it sometimes.
Oh no, don't do that.
But I'm ready to handle it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's
I know you
where it's
are.
at, right? I got to the point where like I just worked so much on myself,
Yeah.
and loving who I am as a person, that it was more worth it, right? It's just worth the risk to do it, because I really get to be me. I get to like say the thing. Sorry, someone was trying to call me.
You're there. No worries. It's okay. But yeah, I
I
get
get
it.
to
Like,
say the
you
stuff
no
that
longer
needs
have to
to.
bite your tongue.
Yeah. And I don't have to be rude or vulgar, you
Right.
know, and if I think, you know, if there's a post that I want to post where I go, is this going to offend some people? I'm like, I need to do it. Like, that's usually when I know I need to do it,
That's the
because it's
signal.
something that needs to be said, right?
Right.
And I catch myself even still being a little tame in the things that I say when I'm posting. And
Hmm.
so I work on that still now. It's like a daily thing. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's so worth it every single time.
But I love that. I love that because so many people are pandering to what they think will get them the most likes or the most followers, or, you know, how do I fit in? How do I be like this person? Don't be like that person. Be you. There's only one of you out there. I know there's a lot of
Right?
people out there that talk about limited edition. Do they realize that limited edition means there's a couple of y'all out there? No, there's only one of you. There's no limited
Yeah.
edition. It's just you. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you said that out loud. I'm really glad that you told people that, you know, I'm not going to hold my tongue. You know, if I find that I am worried about what people will think, then I'm just going to go ahead and post it because it needs to be said, obviously. No one said it before. Maybe I need to say it to kind of start the conversation going. So you're kind of like a trailblazer to me because you're giving everyone else license and permission to just do you.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
we
don't
hear
be
it
a
all the
bad
time.
human.
Right. I mean, we hear it all the time, but not many of us really take that to heart and do something about it. It's like, everything you need to succeed in business has been written about 1,000 times. It just depends on if you're going to put in the work or not. And
Yeah.
then you can say you succeeded. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So as a coach at the moment, product services that you're offering, is there anything that you're rolling out for the end of the year or the beginning of the new year that you want everyone to know about?
I'm working on some stuff I'm not ready yet, but
We grow into it, right? With
right, that's
business,
the
we kind of
thing.
grow into it.
Yeah, it's, you know, one step at a time, but you know, I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to take on, you know, new clients for, you know, for coaching. That's always there. I am, you know what, we're always working on something, right? You always have to be
Yeah,
growing
it's
and
always something's
moving.
marinating, always.
It's true. I feel like my life is always like, I'm always doing a million different things, and it's the only way that I'm good is like I have to have a billion things on the go. So, there's,
Have you noticed that too? That if you
yeah,
don't have that much going on, you're not going to do anything. But if you have like 1,000 things and there's deadlines everywhere, you'll get them all done somehow.
seriously, it's like I work really well under pressure. I have, you know, there's definitely one little thing that's coming up kind of in the new year. It's going to be more for local people.
Okay.
I'm doing a collaboration with another coach that I know personally, have known for years. So that I'm super excited about it. It's yeah, it's going to be cool. But that will, I think we're doing like February or something. So
Okay.
yeah.
So it'll be a physical, like a meetup retreat kind of thing, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. For local, I mean, of course, anyone in Canada can come, but really easy for people in my like province of Alberta to come to. That's where we are. And then, you know, we'll see what happens from there.
That's so exciting, though.
Yeah, I'm
So I'm
excited.
curious. So for people who still don't understand, this young lady is a single mom and an
Mhm.
entrepreneur. She has a nail business. It's still based out of your home, correct? Your nail
I
business?
recently, in the last couple weeks, moved into the school that I teach nails for, just
Oh,
because it's
okay.
easier, because I do a million things.
But yeah, I'm
um,
glad you have that space now, though, because then you have
yeah,
it, you know, it separates home and work life a little bit for you. So that's kind of cool.
yeah,
And then,
it
so
is.
yeah, single mom, nail business, coaching business, and then whatever else comes your way, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Very
You
cool.
have to
I'm
do a
so
million
excited.
things.
Yeah, I don't think people understand. Like, you and I've talked about this before, but for those of you who don't know, both of us thought about building a brand first, mostly because as single moms, we kind of do it all, right? So we're not just nails. We're not just sexuality coaching. We're not just cooks and maids, any of those. all of those things. So if
Yeah.
you build a brand, it's almost like you start in one direction. If you find you have something else that piques your interest, you can actually easily add that into your business without having to rebrand and start over again. Like, it's so much easier that way because it's you. You are the
Yeah,
brand. And then whatever products you
absolutely.
roll out is easy.
And I love the way that you put that. It just everything else that comes along just becomes a part of your brand. I don't want to
Exactly.
have to keep everything so separate and just business and just this and just that. I like to have it all together. I like people to see this is me, and you're going to trust me more if you know who I am.
Exactly. And then your personality translates to whatever it is that you're offering, product, service, whatever, and it's still you because it's all under one umbrella almost.
Yeah. And I try to show the sass of my daughter so that you can see what happens.
Oh, she's adorable. So I am so excited to have you on here. Is there anything else, if you could tell them one thing that they really should focus on, one thing they should walk away from after listening to us, what would that be for you?
What I always want people to know is that there's always going to be someone who doesn't like what you're doing with your life, what your decisions are, who you decide to be and do. So if you know that, then who cares? Do what makes you happy, just be a good human, but do what makes you happy because there's always going to be someone who's not going to like it. So if you know that,
Exactly.
then you already can't be disappointed. It's like you already expecting that someone's going to be mad if you're coming out or if you're doing something that people are uncomfortable with, right? Like, all right, so then that
As
already.
women, a lot of our decisions are under fire. As single parents, a lot of our
Mm-hmm.
decisions are under fire. As business owners, because we're not doing what everyone else has done, we're not punching a clock and, doing what
Yep.
everyone else has done before us. You will always be under fire. And I love that you keep saying be a good human because yes, be
Yeah.
you, but please be kind and gentle to everyone around you as well. There's no need to be
Right.
like rude and abrasive at all, ever.
Yeah.
So I love
Yeah.
that. I really love that you stress that.
Well, because it doesn't, just because you're being you doesn't mean that you get to be a horrible
Exactly.
person, right? And do mean things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You can be you without being in everybody's face about it. You can just be you. Just do you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
So
true.
I'm hoping that you post more about this retreat you got coming up in February. I'm very excited for
Yeah.
your collaborations, and hopefully
Thank
I get to
you.
have you on here again soon. So before you
For sure.
launch, we'll talk about that as well. Thank you so much for your time. You guys,
Thanks for
please
having me.
follow Wild Love Nation and show some support to my girl Chantel out in Alberta, Canada.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Talk to you again soon. Bye.
Okay, bye.